Before I ask you about the film, I know I'll get the important question out of the way. I know you're a football fan like me. How you feeling about this evening as we record this interview with England Wales?
I feel pretty comfortable. I mean, Wales will have to win 4-0, don't they? Or over
Something like that, yeah.
something like that. I mean, if they did that, it would be a complete, and that would probably be the worst disaster in the history of English football. But listen, I just want them to take the reins off. You know what I mean? To play Phil Foden, to play Jack Grealish, or put Trent on, to really go for it. You know what I mean? I think if you can't, we're at the World Cup and we've got such incredible players. I think you just got to let them off the leash, haven't you? And not play so defensive. But who am I? I mean, who am I to say that? Oh, Gareth has got us to a final and a semi-final, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. I think in terms of letting loose some of the players, especially after Friday's performance. But hey, they're going to get better, right? Let's
play Phil Foden at least. That's what I say.
At least, yeah. I like Grealish as well, so I'd play both of them. But hey, we'll see what happens. Maybe next time we speak, we'll be the 4-0 would have happened next time we speak. Touch wood, it won't.
You're going to use all your time up talking about football at this rate.
No, I'm done.
Which I'm very happy with. I mean, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Well, your team are doing quite well at the moment, aren't they?
So, we're top of the league. Yeah. We're going up. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Anyway, this is a really wonderful little festive film, and it's one of those films that's very light-hearted and really easy to watch and gives you like a nice warm glow. I can imagine you guys felt the same when you read the script and everything else, that you were doing something that was quite special.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, Scott. It kind of washes over you, this film, and that I had that feeling when I read it. When I first read the script, it was when I got my head around that premise, I was completely sold. When they switch trains and then they go to the other person's house over the Christmas period and get snowed in, like there's a great simplicity to that setup in that story. And the thing that really, sells it for me is just how brilliantly written all of the characters were and how contrasting those two families were. You've got the lavish mansion down in the countryside where Hayley goes, and the heart of Christmas, the heart of the family has been sucked out of that because obviously they're dealing with a bereavement. And when you sort of contrast that to the mayhem of the family in Macclesfield, the working class family with all their Christmas traditions and how energized and upbeat and chaotic the whole thing is, it's a film of contrasts, and it's about, ultimately it's about the union of family and being connected and celebrating the spirit of Christmas. And I think this is a film that really does that.
Has Christmas started in your household yet, or are you like a lot of people have to wait for December the 1st before you can do it? Because some people have been listening to Christmas music since September, I'm sure, when it was still really warm.
No, if I spin this camera around, there is literally no tinsel or Christmas tree up at all. So we always tend to wait. Yeah, you have to be in the month of December to start feeling Christmassy.
Yeah. And in terms of, I really enjoyed Jeff as a character. He's such a kind of warm, funny man, and the kind of guy you probably meet in everyday life who's looking forward to Christmas and looking forward to family time and all that kind of stuff. Is he close to you? Is he closer to you than other characters that you've played, or is this something a little bit different for you?
No. When I read Jeff and when I was playing it, I was like, this is the closest character to my own dad. To my dad, Alan, who I even looked like him. I had the big beard, didn't I, and all that. And my dad doesn't wear hideous Christmas jumpers with a turkey on it. He doesn't go that far. He doesn't sell turkeys from an ice cream van, but he does epitomise that sort of jovial, heart of gold. My family, particularly my dad, were always very gregarious. There was always family get-togethers and the traditions that the family in Macclesfield in the film go through were totally relatable to my upbringing. Do you know what I mean? To the point where you get the money in the Christmas pudding, what would we do? We'd all sit down and watch Only Fools and Horses. We'd play, games after the Christmas lunch. We'd do a Christmas quiz. The blokes would go to the pub, all that sort of stuff. We go and watch Leyton Orient on Boxing Day. So, they're the sort of traditions that most families get up to. So you're right. As a character, he's very relatable, and he's the heartbeat of that family. And he was absolute joy to play. It was great fun.
Yeah, and also you have a little reunion with Angela in this as well, which you two obviously seem to have a lot of fun together. Is it nice sometimes when you get to go to work and you get to go back to work with someone that you worked with before and do something completely different to what your last?
Yeah, it's nice if you really get on with that person. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe not so much if you weren't talking to one another, but I can count on one hand the moments that has happened with me. But Angela was just an absolute joy to work with again. We had such a scream, as did everyone on White Lines. So, but we were kind of estranged, weren't we? In White Lines, we were sort of not together. So the two of us in Your Christmas or Mine are very much a happy couple, and I know they bicker and squabble, but they're a really tight unit, as is that whole kind of family. So it's always great. I mean, I'd worked with David Bradley before. I'd actually worked with Asa Butterfield before in Nanny McPhee when he was a nipper,
Oh, of course.
So I remember him running around with all the other kids. So I walked in day one at the read through, and there was this beautiful man. I was like, my God, and I've just loved watching his career blossom and seeing all the performances he's delivered. So I think he's such a talent, Asa. He's got such a skill at being so light with the comedy. He sort of dances through the lines in such a brilliant way. And on the flip side of that, you've got Cora Kirk, who's like this complete newcomer, who is an absolute brilliant find. I think she's going to go on and have such a great career. It's such a confident and assured and magnificent debut performance from her.
Yeah, it's one of those where you think that's a debut performance. That's so wow,
But even off camera, Cora was fantastic. It was like she was. It felt like she was a seasoned pro. She was really great at kind of getting everyone together and organising drinks and nights out and things like that. So she was. It was a great example of a young actress, being given this golden opportunity and grabbing it with both hands. And she's wonderful in the film.
Yeah, and obviously it's Christmas time soon. Do you have a list or a regime every year of the films and TV specials that you watch in your household? Because I know I always go back to the Office Christmas specials and Die Hard and then a bit of Elf. I mean, it doesn't quite start to come into it.
We were talking about that. I'm a massive Home Alone fan. I love those movies, 1 and 2. I love, and that to me is a great Christmas film. It's a Wonderful Life we always go back to as well. It's quite dark, that, isn't it? There's sort of dark elements to it, but it's ultimately probably the most uplifting Christmas film you could ever sit through. But I mean, Your Christmas or Mine has that. I think the goal with Your Christmas or Mine, I remember Jim O'Hanlon, our director, saying, we want to make a really special Christmas film. And it felt like one hadn't really been made that was really kind of successful. Every year you're awash with Christmas films, but a lot of them don't hit the mark. And I think hopefully with our one, it really, because it's grounded in a truth, because there are moments of pathos, we deal with a bereavement in it, and there's a lot about loss. So there's real moments of drama in there, which obviously elevates the material as well. It's not just frivolous and slapstick. There are a lot of other colours in there to play with. Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed it, so I hope it goes well for you all. Always a pleasure to talk to you, and I hope it all goes really well for you.
Cheers. Nice talking to you again, Scott.
Thank you. Have a good one. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys.